Sassbox is a lifestyle subscription box and network of women of color connecting and cultivating a rich sisterhood. Our work consists of panel discussions, mixers, brunches, pop-up shops, products, and subscription boxes. Additionally, we offer consulting services in brand marketing, social media, and more. Sassbox is an experience! !
Mm-hmm.
Y'all are assholes.
Visit their website today at www.sassbox.com. Bow! Boom, 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 boom.
And that's how you read ads, motherfuckers.
You know what I mean?
That's how you read ads, motherfuckers.
Gotta make sure they don't fucking fast forward through this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's true.
But
I do that.
Yeah, definitely. See,
Everybody does
you
that
gotta,
You get that 15-second skip.
Yeah.
All right.
But yes, now getting back to how listening to Black women has impacted your life.
Yeah, I think it's something where it's a lesson, like we all said, we all have about listening. But I think in my experience, it's really had to be where I found that I have to usually say something like super impressive or like twice as like whatever for to get a Black man to listen to me the way he would just like another man. Like even like when we were talking at first, you started to listen to me when you started to think to yourself like, oh, she's saying some shit I haven't heard before, you know, and you got kind of like the oh thing. But I think a lot of times we assume that we know what the person's gonna say. I make that mistake a lot too. It's like I've heard this 1,000 times. She's about to say the same thing, but we don't always say the same thing.
Oh, not the DAP ethic. Did you see that
She
DAP
gave you
form?
she
I'm
shook
Oh
in
your
the
my
hand.
middle of, I'm in
God.
the middle of
You got friend zone, son.
speaking.
I can be on ecstasy.
Son,
I'm giving spectacular DAP.
Son,
Hold on,
you
son.
got friend zone and didn't even shoot
Oh
your shot.
my
Hold on,
God.
wait. I will attest to this. Even as smacked as he was, he gave a great dap.
I
didn't even think
I live
he
my
was
life
drunk for
on
a
DAP,
second.
But he
son.
also
Okay,
doesn't shake hands.
let's
So,
I don't what?
You don't
Shake
shake hands.
It's just on DAP. It's just on DAP. I go to the white man. What's up, family? Fuck you, man. Get that shaky.
I don't know.
I had to ice my hand for 2 weeks. Like, what kind of fucking bullshit? What is that? We're gonna do this again as black
You
people.
don't shake hands?
No.
Okay.
Shake
Okay.
hands. What the fuck you talking about? Hell no. You know what I'm saying?
You see that fist on his chest?
That juice is shit.
This juice is shit.
That juice real fish.
Oh, and this nigga is sponsored, and I paid for it. Thanks,
yeah.
sponsor man.
Jesus.
Ooh.
No,
And I paid for it.
no. In his defense, whatever.
Oh, wait, this is-
DCSR doesn't sponsor.
Yeah.
Oh.
Zeus sponsors.
Zeus.
His clothing brand don't
Yeah,
sponsor.
yeah,
us.
yeah.
He didn't.
But if he wants to throw the bag,
I mean,
We
we
we'll
will run
take
the
it.
ad.
Word.
Run that ad.
Finning the bag.
Word.
But yeah, no, basically it's just kind of, I think, as one of like the most marginalized voices, I think sometimes we should just like, for listening to Black women, my experience has been if you just listen and don't comment back, a lot of times the person will feel more heard and then more likely to listen to you back in response. So I think a lot of the times it's kind of like, maybe let me just hear what this person has to say and then let that be it. Like they got to say a chance of what they got to say because they don't usually get to speak. So, and then I don't have, if I'm somebody who speaks more so than them, then I'll back off and be like, you know what, let me give her this platform. I think we often do that more for each other as women because we're used to being spoken over. But I do think that there's definitely something there about getting these gems from us because we have them just like y'all have them. And I think my experience has kind of just been combative, but I think the more speaking things I do, the more people I guess listen to me as a Black woman.
I fuck with you, yo. I'm gonna follow you on your stuff. Not that I formally met you, know what I'm saying? I follow every single guest that comes on the show, but you
Okay.
in specifics, you know what I'm saying? The DAP needs work.
All right,
But,
I'll work on it. I'm sorry.
You know what I'm saying? You do be saying some shit that I don't know, like, oh, that's a nice little point there. I'm fucking with that. You know what I'm saying? People that you don't meet a lot of people that make great points.
I don't.
You
I mean,
know,
Mouse.
There's not a lot of
It's weird.
There's not a lot of people that.
Mouse attracts a lot of great people who make great points. I don't understand what it is. I really don't know. He's a mouse. That's what it is. He's
He's a
just
mouse.
fucking.
He's a
No,
mouse.
what it is I think people see me in whatever aspect they meet me in, and or whatever they see me in, and then they attempt to staple me to that. So if your first introduction to me was on Twitter when I'm talking about bullshit, well, okay, well,
You're the Twitter nigga.
You're an idiot. No, thank God I've never been referred to as a Twitter nigga.
Woo!
I was there. Yes, you was.
No,
Thank goodness,
I've
thank
been
goodness.
referred to as a
I was-
nigga with a Twitter.
Yeah.
Never been referred
Bro,
to
I
as a Twitter
saw
nigga.
slanderous words
difference.
saying
There's a difference.
the dirty homeless Twitter nigga.
Oh, you're right.
What are
That
you
did
talking
happen.
about?
That did
And
happen.
I looked at my phone
forgot.
like, ew.
I forgot. That
That's
did happen.
funny, and I
That did
retweeted
happen.
it.
That-
Because we have that type of friendship.
There's been
I'm like,
there's been
that's funny.
There's been a curse put on his hair since then.
Unbelievable.
Nigga was never gonna get a wave since then.
I'm gonna get waves.
Never.
When I'm waves, I'm over 6 foot. You're gonna hate me because I'm gonna say it every day. I'm dark 6 foot with waves. You're gonna see. So
My hair,
just know.
My hair doesn't need to be waved.
Now,
in either way.
Rastafari.
Now this, man. I have a full beard. You will never have that.
You'll never be 6
Nor
foot.
will you have a weave.
You'll never be 6 foot.
You won't have
You'll
waves.
never be dark. You'll never be 200
I'm happy
pounds.
being the color I am.
No, you're
I'll
not.
never be what color? I'll never be what
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
I'm happy being the color I am. God made me the color I'm supposed to be.
That's right.
Preach!
That
And
is
here goes
right.
the thing. I did want to be darker.
Nigga,
do like it.
That's why I got a lot of dark tattoos.
Our older shits have color on them, son. That's a
But
fact.
you made a point about like a lot of people make. I think Mack said a lot of people make great points in front of Mouse. But is it that he allows a lot of people the space and time to
there's
make
that.
a great point?
And there's that.
No.
Mouse. No. Let me.
He said no.
No,
Write
Mouse
that
is
down,
the
write
Mouse is
down.
an over talking ass.
You know,
nigga.
you gotta
know what I'm saying?
understand,
So I
Mouse-
gotta make sure.
Not even just he's not an over talker. I can't say that. Mouse is definitely somebody who lets somebody get their point off. But Mouse is the type of person, he'll throw a bomb in the middle of the street to see it blow up, and then if there's gold underneath, it's like, oh shit, I actually have a shovel. Like,
No, you know what? That's a perfect
That is.
description
I
of what
swear.
happened at the diner that day.
I set that in motion.
You were saying some wild
the diner?
stuff too, and then until you started agreeing with me, you were like, you know what? You made a good ass point.
No, I was with you. From hearing y'all talk, I
Where
knew
was that
who
at?
he was.
Where was
Huh?
this at? The diner.
It was a
was this
very
diner. It
random
was like,
diner, like
yeah.
in Gowanusburg. We were.
You know where it was
We
at?
were by Genius's office.
Yeah, you know where it was
Genius
at? It was
office.
right next to where Corey and Chris's party was. It was
Okay.
the diner right next to them.
Okay.
It was right there.
I'm skeptical.
But,
I have to do a whole rant on diners one day.
But to be completely honest with you, it is really a mix of what Max said and what Sylvia said. I believe in listening. I really do. I don't believe in just having pointless conversation. Even on this podcast that we call a safe space for ignorance, where we have fun and we talk crazy.
that's why it's a
There
He-Man Woman
still is a point to the conversation. Like there's no just reckless rhetoric taking place, or it wouldn't be a show.
Not anymore, by the way, because when we first started,
It was wild.
oh man, if you wouldn't like who you're speaking to if you heard me year one, because I was saying.
But there was still a juxtaposition.
I'm about to say, but we grow.
Right.
We do.
Get, you know.
And there was still a juxtaposition. So
Right.
he would be on one side, I would be
Glow
on
up,
the other
you know.
side.
Word.
You feel what I'm saying? So they, like I said, there was still conversation, even if it was just amongst us trying to understand each other's
Right.
quirks and what the fuck are you talking about? What
That's
are
a
you
fact.
talking about?
Because although we always knew each other, we wasn't really conversing with one another until we actually started doing the show. You know what I'm
Gotcha.
saying? So we kind of like grew with each other. You know what I'm saying? Because he's radical and I'm radical in my own way, but I don't come off as radical because it's how I speak. You know what I'm saying? And because of how
It's Martin and Malcolm.
I'm Martin.
I'm not. I don't want to be Martin. No disrespect. I don't want to be
I was
Martin.
like, who's Malcolm?
I'd rather not be Martin because I'm not with the rallying, son. I'm not gonna front, son.
Yeah, you
Well,
were a little radical, but I'm- yeah.
And Martin worked with the government, but that's another conversation.
Yeah, that's
That's
a whole different.
another.
Ooh, yep.
But I do want to
Don't
ask
get me started with
y'all,
Martin
though,
Luther King,
Can I
so.
ask you a
Yeah,
question?
absolutely.
I guess because I think we were touching on something important with like the way people react when a woman comments on a famous black man about abuse, right? And I guess I'm always curious as to why do you guys feel like your perspective on why men are so quick to defend the black man who was accused of hitting his wife or his baby mama more so than her?
Well,
I
much
said that.
like
I said that. 20
Well, you
minutes
said
ago.
something about the perspective, but
No,
you
I
didn't
said-
say.
he
you
said
identify
they-
with the thing that you can gravitate towards. If you know someone that's been in a position
you're
to where they was
only-
falsely accused, that's what you. I'm talking about just human nature.
No, I'm just saying.
No,
so
that's
you're
not human
no,
nature.
I know.
That's a
that-
very specific point. That's a very
No,
that's outside of human nature.
No, you're gonna go with
Well,
what you identify with. That's human nature. There's nothing.
I think
that's
humanity
derailing what I'm
is
saying.
having like compassion
Yeah.
for whoever is the victim in the
I agree.
situation. So when you're having compassion for who's the accused assailant, that's not necessarily humanity. That's you looking past somebody who was saying he hurt me
Yeah.
and being like, actually, I believe. He didn't even tell me he didn't hurt you, and I'm still going to defend him. Like, Nas has never came out and said
He
she lied.
hasn't said anything.
Fab never came out
Which
and
is
said
why,
she lied.
which is why
but,
I don't say anything.
Yeah,
because I don't know.
Right, so
I
it's
haven't
like,
You
I
just don't know
guess
what's
to
going
me
on.
it's kind of crazy when the men themselves are not defending themselves or saying something different, why people feel the need to save them.
Because this
You know what
word,
I'm
this
saying?
word,
Because
because
Tupac and Mike Tyson.
I don't. Tupac and Mike Tyson.
Tupac and Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson went
Those
to
are
court
rape.
because Robin
Those
Gibbs.
are rape allegations. That's completely different.
Well, I'm saying,
Not
but
a-
because
no,
of,
no, that-
but
no.
because of two. But I'm saying two people that didn't do it, was brought to court and had to serve time for something that they didn't do.
It's completely different. Pac was brought to jail over a rape case. Mike Tyson over a rape case. They served time over a rape case. Those are completely different from what we're talking about here.
And they didn't do it.
But what did that have to do
So
with
this is
putting
what
your
I'm saying.
hands on somebody?
No,
That's
no,
completely
okay.
different.
Well, no,
It's still
I
the same
think
thing.
I think the
So,
whole thing
wait, hold on.
about
So you
when
think the entire male community, when they see this, a fucking holographic thought pops up of, not our Tupac, not our Mike Tyson. No, get the fuck out of
these
here.
guys on
Reek.
Twitter weren't even alive when the Tupac thing
I
happened.
mean, Google is a thing.
yeah,
Google is
that's
a
the
thing.
Google
thing.
is
But
a
I mean,
thing.
to feel it like as if you
And these
were
niggas
there,
are- these
but
niggas
yeah.
If
do
Twitter
dick
was
ride
out
a
in
lot.
'96, what do you think will happen?
I don't even want to think about
Don't
it. But
wanna
my
know.
thing,
In the 90s?
It's over.
Well,
If
you,
social media,
This is why I'm bringing this point up.
Yo.
no, but I mean, what's the?
Jesus
It would have been terrible. But I think that maybe would have got fixed faster.
Matter of fact,
maybe
forget
we still
Tupac
wouldn't
because
be having this
Mike Tyson was the
conversation.
more famous person. If Mike Tyson, what do you think Twitter would have looked like in '93 when
But
this
I guess
happened?
my question is,
What?
when you bring up these two cases, right?
Right.
We can say that there are women who have falsely accused men of things, but the percentage of the statistically what tends to be more the case is a lot more times the women are telling the truth than lying.
Here's a question: is
So-
it because a lot of times women don't come out and speak about it, which is unjustified?
So the
or
women-
foul?
Back to what we
Wait,
said.
but
So
going
the-
back, that doesn't
So
change.
that's
That
what
doesn't
I'm-
change her fact.
That's why I'm
The
asking
women
the
that
counter
do,
question.
the women that do
do
come forward.
is it more?
There's a lot
is
more
is the
of them.
percentage
A lot more of them
that
have
telling the
been
truth?
proven- A lot more
Okay,
of them
because
have been
I'm
proven to tell the
educated in the
truth.
area. Okay.
So my thing is when it's like, it's kind of like the only metaphor I can think of is like if a cop was like, I didn't kill that nigga in the street, actually. And they're like, oh, remember those 2 times the white cops didn't do it?
Right.
That's what I hear when men are like,
Okay.
maybe she's lying. Because it's like,
'Cause
what's
more times than not, she's
more
not.
times than not, she's not.
Right.
So which is why it's better to just
But I also
allow them the environment to feel comfortable enough to
at
say
least
so
speak.
without being
To,
attacked.
hold on, to at least get her point off.
That's
yeah,
what I said.
to at least,
Yeah.
At
get
least
her point,
allow her
to get her
this
point
point.
off.
And more specifically, with Khalees, another theory that I have is the reason why everybody was so quick to get Khalees out the paint, like, yo, you're lying.
Because of the past.
It's all because of, we don't know why she was charging Nas.
Yeah, that's what I'm
much
saying. Because of the past.
But
Yeah.
I'm talking about specifically because I don't know if everybody might not know, because she was trying to get 50 bands a month for child support.
Yeah, but
So she was
didn't-
already
yeah.
painted. But even if it's not even the truth, it's the
Yeah.
rumor that spread that then caught wind. So when the rumor gets spread to a certain degree, it starts to become the truth.
So
You know what I
let's-
mean? So that's probably
so
what
the-
led it to
the perception is
I
that
do-
she
the
was
snowball event.
I do
can
wanna
a, go,
an-
can a gold not calling Khalees a gold digger, but
'Cause
can a
she's
gold digger cannot get hit by a man? Are the two
That-
mutually exclusive?
No, they're not. But what I'm saying is when you have already an undertone that you do things to get benefit from it, even if she did get hit, because we don't know. And if she get hit, that's fucking terrible. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying because you asked a question before we had this 2 minutes ago. You said,
Yeah.
why do men
Yeah,
lend
yeah.
themselves to the
Yeah.
person just because
Right.
of
You know,
music?
I think-
and I
hold on,
think
no, I love
in
that.
this specific case, because I'm answering questions. You know what I'm saying?
okay,
I'm answering the
No,
question.
but
I
I,
think-
I
no,
believe Khalees, by the way. I want to put that on
Yeah,
the
okay.
record. 'cause
But
it's
yeah,
important to say
Reek,
you believe women.
Reek, you answer that question, Mac, because I have a very specific question now to tie into where
Okay.
we're going next. So answer
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Reek.
So just to cap that off, so we can get to Mouse's question, I feel as though men as a whole may, in this instance, because you're asking this instance or overall, it's
Well,
So I wanna make
overall,
sure I'm-
it happens every time.
Okay.
I feel like.
because I feel as though, so now to give you another answer, although more times than not, the men do it.
Right.
More times than not, for whatever reason, it's painted that the men that are being accused of it, that are famous, didn't do it.
But who's painting that picture? Not the woman who's telling
Medi-
her story.
I agree. Media, no, I meant, no, that's a. I'm answering questions.
She done
No.
shook the table.
No, she's not.
She done shook the table.
She's painting the picture. I'm answering
my-
questions. She's
no,
painting
it's
the
not
picture. This is
you.
what needs to
It-
happen.
No,
Yeah.
it's just like
The
that's
poise
yeah.
she had
That's
with
a
that
fact.
shot. God.
That's
It's
a
just-
fact,
it's
but I
just
agree
a-
with you. Know what I'm saying? It's because
That
not
was
the woman
Curry
that
turning
was
away
attacked.
after a three.
She's not being, but it's like media, it's perception, it's fan base, it's who has the stronger voice in the matter.
just the
Even if the
popularity
nigga, you know what I'm
contest.
saying?
It's-
Because
it's-
Floyd Trey been down went to
what I'm
jail
saying.
for this.
So it's a
Yeah.
popularity
And it's kind of like nobody
That's what I'm saying. It's
really cares for
So you're
whatever
saying
reason.
it's a popularity contest.
No, it's
Absolutely.
also,
Whoever has the stronger voice, or
it's-
some G shit. Whoever has the stronger voice.
it's
Because
people,
not true.
though. I think a lot
Floyd
of
went
times-
to jail for hitting a woman and did time, and nobody cares.
He hit the
But
woman.
Floyd's
No, this
kids
this
have
is what
said
I'm.
that they've seen
This
him
is
That's what I'm saying. He
hit
hit
them.
the
no,
woman.
this, no, you're not.
I mean,
you're,
but his hands are also.
time out. You're not
Registered weapons.
You're not hearing what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I want to make sure I get this point clear. I'm talking about the stronger person with the stronger voice will usually the narrative steer in their direction for their benefit. As an example, Floyd went to jail for domestic violence, but his fight, he still got $100 million because he is the stronger voice. It's kind of like the more popular, stronger voice in the matter usually will triumph the allegation. And in these cases, to answer your question, why is this an overall? Usually, the stronger voices is the man that's being accused.
I don't even want to say the stronger voice because I think it.
So
I
you're
think
saying
no,
the-
because I'll say this.
Go ahead. I just
Because
wanna
a lot
ask-
of times the man who's
Yeah.
being accused is not saying a thing.
no,
Cool.
because
All right,
yes.
Mac, because
Go.
Mac, you could obviously you're the more famous of the two of us.
Ah.
You have the.
I'm about to
No,
say
I'm
depends
saying- I'm
depends
saying
on where
in
we
the-
are because I've definitely.
I follow you on IG,
Shut
bro.
up, Mac. Shut
I
up.
follow you
Shut
on
up.
IG.
Listen, there's
Mac.
There's
definitely
a clear discrepancy
Mac.
with
there's
the amount
a
of
lot
people.
of people that be like, "Yo, who's that dreaded guy from
I knew this nigga was about
After
to drop.
Hours?"
All right, man. Talk about breakfast.
Oh my God, you
Listen.
talk about breakfast?
Yeah, Mouse is my man. 50 grand. Mouse is my nigga for life. Mouse doesn't have 500K following him, son. So let's keep. You know what I'm saying? Oh,
Well, no, when I say that, I'm saying
We
you are
gonna
the
get there.
one- You are the one out of us right now that is the most like.
You was in the wire,
This
nigga.
situation could happen.
You was in the
You
wire.
feel
Like
Yeah.
off top, if you did nothing
Yeah.
else in your life, you was in the wire. Like,
Yeah.
come
That's
on,
a big
know what I
thing.
mean?
So yeah,
You
so how
survived
did
in the
so
wire.
so answering her question?
And the nigga
why
that
do you
lived.
feel-
Right.
You
Why
know,
do
you know what I think it is. I think when we're talking about public perception and we're talking about the opinions that flood Instagram, Twitter, or especially when something like this, where just like you said, this is something that we're automatically. If somebody comes out and says, any woman,
She's fronting.
I was hurt, like they're.
Yeah.
I think the public perception is to run towards the guy that, like the I guess the person that you idolize versus something
The
because
victim.
I promise you there are some people who are idols of Khalees that are on some like, yo, whatever she says goes, like it's a
She started a lot of shit.
but
nigga.
it's
She
the
started a lot of
same thing with Nas. Like
Mm-hmm.
Nas, there just like you said, there's guys on Twitter like, yo, he did Illmatic. How could he ever do that? It's
Right.
he's God body. Like it's like, what does all
He also
these
made Blunt
things,
Ashes.
What do
He also made
All
Uchi
right.
Wally.
Did you ever hear?
Okay, we're
Did
not
you ever
gonna
hear
do
Blunt
this.
Ashes? That's the worst song in the
No.
last
Uchi
40
Wally
years.
is way worse.
Blunt Ashes is the worst Nas song of all
Huh?
time.
Thank
No,
you.
Oh,
yo,
okay.
you fuck.
Look.
Is Blunt Ashes not the worst Nas song ever
Hold on,
ever
listen.
recorded?
Wait, let him make his
Okay,
point.
you're right,
Let him
you're
make
right,
his
you're
point. Let him make his point.
none of
Talk that talk. Talk that
none
talk.
of these things are mutually exclusive. So
Right.
honestly, I think the biggest thing that you're dealing with fan base versus actual people who are using their brains and have empathy towards human. You know,
Yeah.
it's different. It's like the way that people idolize, and this is going on to a whole nother topic, but the way that people idolize celebrities and stuff is sort of similar to like how people go to church and pray and all. Like niggas will listen to Illmatic and think that is gospel
Yeah.
Facts.
versus anything else. So it's like it sort of, and this is not for me because I'm Christian, praise God.
Amen.
But it's like, where did we go? I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying. It's like somebody.
No, it's like a
saying,
unnatural
it's like
connection,
somebody
yeah.
saying, "Yo, God beat this woman," and you like, that's God, bro. Like, what do you?
And I think that
becomes
speaks to the problem, right? These people are human.
Yes.
And they're not perfect.
Fanatic.
And you don't know
fan is a
them.
fanatic. The fan
Like-
know what I mean? To be a fan of somebody means you're a fanatic of them. And when you're a fanatic of somebody, that's like a whole different type of wave that you're on. I mean, people buy everything you do, live by what you say, print lyrics off your wall, anything you wear. Nigga, there's niggas wilding for history gear right now, bro.
Sorry.
Without the eye, the history gear, wilding.
nice.
I mean, no. What they
Wildin'
what
for
I
history
got,
gear.
My
Those
care
are the stuff
package
that Nas
was
made.
fire.
Yeah.
My care package was fire.
I like-
and we'll just leave it
Listen,
there.
I like the
That's all I'm
pseudo.
saying.
I like the pseudo polo bear too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know what that means.
But I think
I
if
mean,
there's anything
there's
this
a
past
pseudo
couple
polar
years
bear
has
with this
taught us
shit.
is that, like, it's not safe to have any faves. Like, mad people
No,
have caught
and
this year. I mean, like, in the way where it's, like, not
Right.
to idolize your faves. Like, they're all human. They all make mistakes. And so many people who even I was like, wow, these people, like, shaped my love of R&B music or hip-hop or TV and the black family on it. It can be anybody.
Literally.
And it can be anybody because they're good at their job. Wesley Morris wrote a really good story in the New York Times about how Cliff Huxtable was Bill Cosby's biggest, like, joke. Like, like kind of a thing where it's like, what an alias to hide yourself as a predator behind. You know, because now everybody's gonna be like, Cliff, not my dad.
Right.
You know what I mean?
He's the movie reviewer, right?
He's a culture critic for the New York Times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I know Wesley Morris. He used to work for Grantland.
Yeah. So
Yes.
yes, he did.
Yes.
So he wrote a really good piece about it. Like we have a lot of talk about separation of art and the artist, but
And that's where I want to get
yeah.
because I don't think that's fair. Right?
Yeah, no, I think that's
don't
the more
think that's
debatable.
fair where people have to separate the artist from the art. I don't.
Good job.
People
Good
are
job.
throwing things in the studio.
Good job.
This is why you can't have poor people in here. And so,
What is that?
You'll
listen
see.
to the letter.
Oh Lord. Lord.
So yeah, I don't
Lord.
think that's fair, right? Because then you put people in this predicament where they have to question their morality. I support you, but I don't support, and I don't agree with that. I know me personally, you know, being responsible with my platform, I would never put any of my fans or supporters in a predicament where they have to choose me or their morality. I try and be, so that's why I'm very transparent with all parts of me, all facets of me. Even if I discover a new facet,
Even the ignorance.
the ignorance, the ignorance,
Especially the
There's
ignorance.
can't fully agree with you there.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Secrets?
You say you're transparent with all of you.
He's about to say some dumb shit about Spanish.
Let's continue.
No.
Let's continue.
Like, I would never do that. So, like I said, that's why I'm very transparent. So nobody can ever say, "Oh, but what about this?" But I understand that I'm a whole person who, if I wanted, could have waves, and I have a beard.
Hold on, wait. Mouse. No, yes,
That's
listen.
smooth?
Yes, it was smooth. It was
sorry,
smooth.
sorry.
No,
I didn't take the beard shot.
I saw-
yeah, it's fine.
I saw flicks of this nigga.
It's
I saw
fine.
flicks of this nigga.
It's
Nigga
fine.
couldn't get waves, bro. I saw flicks.
Who couldn't?
You.
What are you talking
I
about?
saw flicks.
Did you
When I had a 0-1
Hold on.
Caesar.
Nah,
wait,
nigga,
wait.
when you had
Hold on,
the
wait,
when
wait,
you
wait.
had the tight polo shorts with the Dockers on,
Bro,
with
hold on.
with the flat joints.
Relax.
The 0-1 Caesar.
You're talking about Mr. Navy SEAL himself.
Look,
He
what are we
couldn't.
doing, man?
First
He
of all,
couldn't get waves.
Let's give props to who
Navy
introduced that shit to the
SEAL.
timeline. The God.
It wasn't you.
It was me.
No, it wasn't, nigga.
Who was it?
I posted the picture.
No, you posted a picture on Instagram.
No,
and
I
when you
didn't. I
got
posted it on Twitter.
I fucking posted it on Twitter.
No,
for you.
you
I was like, "Happy
didn't.
birthday, my nigga Mouse." And
That
the
was
girl I'm
after
looking
that.
at right
Mind you,
now
mind you.
fucking retweeted it. The girl I'm looking at right now, there's plenty of fucking people in there. The girl I'm looking at right
A lot
now,
of
there's
girls
mad
are
girls in
watching
here. There's mad girls in here.
Just talk. No, just go ahead.
There's
Just go
as
ahead.
I was
This guy's
saying,
always
the
wild.
girl I'm looking at right now retweeted it, and then all of a
Nigga, I
sudden,
posted the picture,
no, you
boy.
didn't, nigga. I posted
man.
that shit of
Anyway,
you.
hold on, look.
that's one of the pictures you tried to
I'll
delete
say
when you
this.
got fake famous.
I'll say
And I
this.
was like,
Picture's
"Happy
still on my
birthday, my
Instagram.
nigga."
Still on
What's wrong with
Instagram.
you?
It's still
Because I
on
introduced
IG.
it.
I just said everything.
It's
Alright.
it's
You
still
should
on
say
IG.
everything
But
wrong.
listen,
My nigga, it was on IG. I introduced
listen,
it to Twitter.
I appreciate it. Yeah, he's just mad at your curl pattern. It's
He
fine.
is upset
It's
about the
fine.
girl pattern.
It's fine.
He's mad at his hairline running to his eyebrows a little bit. But we
on,
all
bro.
can't win.
Oh my.
Hold on, bro.
This is
You
concern.
in that Paul George forehead of yours because your forehead is 2 inches wide and 2 inches fucking long. You gonna talk about my forehead, bro? You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro.
Bet you this. I cut my hair and brushed my hair. I bet you my shit's just.
Lies.
What's that sound?
It's the sound of the it's the sound of the fingers moving over the blade.
But like I was saying,
I
that
cut my
is a
shit, bro.
So
very.
you're saying it's unfair, yeah.
It is
Separate the
extremely
artist from the
unfair to
artist.
have to force people to be like don't ever have to force somebody to choose their morality. And that brings me into a point I was discussing earlier about R. Kelly.
Oh
Yeah,
my
that's
god.
a good example.
R. Kelly forces everyone to have to choose their morality.
Did you hear
and when
that
they
shit?
choose their morality,
Yo,
you usually what?
did you hear about his brother? He tried to pay his brother to be like his brother was nigga in the video.
Yeah.
That is
That's
wavy.
old. That's
But hold
old
on,
though.
that was-
I
that
didn't
was
know
old.
that until the
That
other
was
day.
like old as hell.
I swear I didn't know that. I was like,
Yo,
what?
The
First of
video
all, I
of him
thought,
peeing on the girl.
I thought R. Kelly was the only child.
Bro, he
That's
went
how much
to court and
word.
said it was my brother, and then was on some like, yo, bro.
Can you imagine
Yo,
being
let me
his
holler at
brother
you
in
real
that
fast.
Hold it
moment?
down.
Hey, yo,
Ain't
look,
nobody
look,
be
look,
like,
Yo, hold it
yo,
down.
yo, just hold it down. Just hold it down.
Hey.
Hold it
Yo, yo,
down.
Just hold it down. Just
Now,
hold it
No,
down.
but
Think-
this is a good example
Yeah, like
because
when you take a look at R. Kelly,
It's-
R.
it
Kelly,
hurts.
and
That's a
you
big
see
catalog.
when people choose their morality, and you can see why.
it's a
It's
canon.
it's
a
literally
canon.
He's
like
the greatest
God.
nigga. He
It's a
is
Brit-
the
it's a
greatest
Britannica.
nigga. Word.
It's
yeah.
a Britannica.
It's not
Okay.
even a word.
But the thing is, when you look at it, and I see that we've known this for almost 30 years, and it's only now that we are listening to black women. It is only now that we are listening to these women who've been abused, and we're saying something needs to be done. it's crazy to me because this should have been done, and this goes back to my initial point of us not protecting our own.
Yeah.
These young black girls have been abused, and you've been silenced, and they can't say anything because why would I say something when the most famous man in the world, I still got to hear his music.
Got me in a
Think
sex
about
camp.
this.
Got me in a sex camp in Atlanta.
The girl who got pissed on, I swear to God, she's probably had to be at a few family functions and hear Ignition, hear Step in the Name of Love, and have to sit there while the family is, y'all remember this? Y'all wasn't on 8th Street when I was outside. You see what I'm saying? And I thought about it, right? Because this shit like this, it sits in my head. I start trying to figure things out. It's like the Matrix film. I'm like, wait, where do you put it? And I feel I found the deduction. I found the reason. It goes back to his fan base. His fan base are a lot of black women, right? And I start looking at it, and I'm like, how the fuck is this nigga still selling out NJ Pack? How is he still selling out shit in Ohio and Cleveland? I'm like, I get there's nothing to do, but goddamn, you don't have to support this nigga.
Son.
And it goes to, and it hit me. All of us, how many black women do we know that was sexually abused growing up and didn't say nothing and had to internalize her own therapy and be like, I got over it. And then you see how the shit spills over and it fucks her life up and how she deals with men and how she deals with human beings interpersonally. And you're like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's at the end of the day,
they make Henny and Coke now, Starlets.
I'm not even gonna make a facetious.
What?
I'm not gonna play with this one. I'm not gonna play with this one because it's so important. Because you look at that fan base. You look at those 40 to 50-year-old women. How many of them got touched by Uncle Joe? How many got touched by Uncle George? How many times did they get touched by the friend?
By
and
Pops.
Nobody was by Pops.
And
the
how
man
many
you're
of them
supposed to
got told it's not a big deal?
Right. So now
Calm
when they
down,
see
be
this
quiet.
nigga and they see
I don't
all the
believe
women,
you.
they believe it, but they said get over it because Uncle Joe touched me.
Oh my God.
We had to get over it.
That's wicked talk, son.
But also,
think about that shit. That's who's supporting him. So
wicked talk,
I can't even look and say.
But you say you don't want to go into hyperbole, but I think there's more of his fan base than that, though.
No, it's men too.
There's men too, but
a ton of men don't want to give up R. Kelly. But I mean, it's both. But
he constructed one of the greatest albums ever made. Forget just R&B.
Which one?
12 Play.
12
Play is the greatest.
Chocolate Factory is like a
No. It's
Chocolate
great. It's great. It's great. It's great.
Chocolate Factory.
12
Play is the
what?
It's better than any Beatles album. It's better than.
Do me a favor. Name 2 songs off of it. Name 2 songs off of it. Just real quick.
You remind me, and no, you remind me is
that's R. That's R. My bad.
He has Seems Like You Ready
and Bump and Grind.
Okay, I'm saying just
that's
to
on the
add
same
context.
album. That's on the same album.
Nigga, I think here goes the thing, and this is the only praise you'll get out of me. I think he created the playlist. Because 12 Play is the greatest playlist you'll ever hit. Every song merges to the next.
What's the song? Every song. What's the song when he was in the mansion with the pajamas on with the humongous couch?
No.
Homie Love a Friend.
I'm thinking about the songs off the album.
You talking about the music video?
He's talking about. You're
what
talking
video
about
was
Half
that?
on a Baby.
Half on a Baby.
That's still.
What album was that on?
That's R.
That's R. Okay.
So yes, we can agree that he does great music.
Right.
But I think the thing is that to your point,
you're gonna say something very important. I don't want to really point.
Okay, go ahead.
Step in the Name of Love. The nigga with the do-rag stole the show, so. I want everybody to just, I know, fuck.
I'm about to look up the video right now.
The nigga with the tied-up do-rag with the Uptowns on with the suit, that nigga had too much moves.
He gave his best.
Watch that video. Everybody listen to this. Watch Step in the Name of Love video. And remember the nigga with the do-rag.
That was actually a greatly,
He made that album to make us forget about the tape.
No, that was TP2. That was TP2.
What he made to
TP2 was
TP2 is what made us forget about.
I remember
Feeling
this
on
like
your booty
it was
is TP2?
yesterday. Yes.
Oh.
Okay.
I remember this like it was yesterday.
All of this stuff stunting on us.
Yeah.
He was like, y'all forgotten that look.
Let's step. Let's step.
And I'm the Pied Piper.
With the pop pop. Oh, Thoya? Wait, time out. Thoya was on Chocolate Factory?
That nigga stunted on
And
us.
don't let him.
Nah, Big Tigger was on it. Big Tigger was on it. That's
He gave
why.
us TP2.
Big Tigger was on
No,
Chocolate
No,
Factory.
you're talking about the album. He gave us TP2 to say, hey guys, I know it's me on the tape, but look at this. Look at this. I miss my mom. Damn, I miss my mom. Somebody just braid my hair. And niggas was like,
nah.
And the World's Greatest came out at that time, right?
I wish.
The World's Greatest and all that, right?
Honestly, what he dropped that fucked everybody up. He didn't say nothing. Everybody was talking about this, the like everything that was happening. He stayed quiet for like 3 to 6 months, then dropped Ignition. You remind me of something.
Oh boy.
I just can't think of what it is.
He dropped
Something more impressive.
Please
Okay, but
let me stick my.
Wait, something more impressive.
I feel like
that nigga went from the
gotta
baldy
say it,
to
gotta
braids
say
to the baldy within 3 music videos.
Yo,
Consecutively.
I'm so fed up.
I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not gonna hold you.
Julius, I'm friend.
No, he had the first lace front.
Had the braids
He had the first lace
to the
front.
baldy and 3 consecutive music
Bro,
videos.
he had the first
and
lace
they all
front.
came
I
out in the
promise you.
same
He had a
calendar
baldy.
year.
Oh,
I was like, how was that going
He had a
down?
baldy on disc 1 and he had the braids on disc 2.
Like how? And then he went back to the baldy.
It was sick.
I'm like, yo, this
And then
is
he got, now he
crazy.
has a Caesar.
Word. All within the
But
same
please,
calendar
please,
year.
please,
That's
please.
money for you, but I'm sorry.
So the thing to your point is, he's preying on a certain type of woman who won't get protected.
Yes.
Because if there was one white woman involved in this scenario,
There would be no Robert
he
Kelly.
would be in jail.
He'd be under the
Oh,
He'd be
yeah.
Robert.
Under
Now, he'd be
jail.
dead.
Under.
He'd be Robert.
Under.
What?
He'd be Robert.
But the thing is that he knows that
Yeah.
and purposely doesn't do that. So that's one.
And we offer our women up.
Yeah. And then two, the thing is that, I don't know, I think the last story, the same man who exposed the story about the tape, who got sent the tape.
What's his name?
And I should know because he wrote the last expose he did last year was on BuzzFeed. He did it for us, and it was about how R. Kelly still has this cult scenario still going on today.
What, the
And
sex cult?
Yeah, like where he has these women who he keeps them in the house, like they're like they're there, and he like keeps them there, and he kind of
Jim Derogatis.
yes.
Derogatis?
I don't know.
Derogatis.
Derogatis?
Yeah,
The
but he
rope.
has, he still
Oh.
has women in his, that he keeps in his house. He still
Girls.
girls,
Stop calling them women. These are girls.
and he still, he
Yeah.
has a, who. There's this whole story about how he has a woman there who trains them
oh
what he
my
likes
God.
sexually. He punishes them by keeping
Yo.
them on a bus for a week if they don't do what he says or wear what he
Rhetorical
likes.
question. Did
When
you
they're-
read that?
I did because it
Oh
was
my
on it was on
God.
BuzzFeed.
Yo.
I hope all of
Sure
you read
was.
it too.
Boom, boom.
But
Go ahead, get that
Boom,
plug in.
boom.
But
I like
that.
that.
That's where I read
I like
that.
that. I like
we
that.
published that. And you know why? It's sad that we weren't the first person he came to, but we were the first people who were willing to publish it. And because R. Kelly talked about it, so he didn't because anyway, they have family members. There's family members who have told stories of they tried to go get their sister back,
Mm-hmm.
and his people beat them up, like in the studio. He is still doing this. So that's what, to your point about like giving up the music, right? I think the reason why Mute R. Kelly is so important, specifically him, is because he's still doing it now.
Facts.
And when you listen to his music, you are funding what he is doing now.
I'm
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Like if he was in jail and it was over, or if it was like or if it was a one-time incident, I'm not even gonna say that would make it better, but I can maybe more so see why you would still be listening to his
You're talking.
For
you're,
what
you're
happened to
supporting
me,
a
perpetual.
you're
supporting. You are fun. Not only are you're supporting it.
It's your
financially.
dollars, right?
He wrote
It's your
AJ.
money
He wrote
that he's
AJ nothing but a
using.
number, right? For his 16-year-old
Yeah,
girlfriend.
Yeah.
That he was
mad
Like,
at
hey,
fucking whatever.
like, hey, shorty, sing this
Yeah.
that I wrote for you.
And I think for me,
To
that
show
was
niggas it's okay.
I think to me that was a bit of the breaking point because I don't think I realized how much it was still happening. Like I think for me now, I was like, oh, this is that was not just a thing that happened and we remembered that he peed on the girl and that was it. No, it's still going on, which is why
It went on way before we
way
even
on
knew.
before we
That
knew
nigga's
about
lucky
it.
GoPro
And
wasn't
it's
out in
still going
04,
on
bro.
now.
So how do we, to put a button on this?
I think that what the Time's Up movement is doing right now with you, R. Kelly, is the best thing I've seen thus far.
Right.
Which is like the fact that they're using women who have the power and the enterprise and the money and the influence to ask Apple
crazy.
Music
Like,
and
they had a
Spotify
fucking-
to
That's
take
crazy.
down
They
his
had to
music.
create. They had to create. So that's.
We had to create our. We had
This
to do
is
it
what I'm saying.
ourselves,
Black
though.
women had to
Yeah.
create the fucking Avengers to take down. R. Kelly's the Thanos
Oh,
of children
no.
rapists.
Oh, my God.
He's
No.
the Thanos of rapists.
Oh,
What
God.
are the Infinity
Mouse, go
Stones?
home.
What
Go
are the
home.
Infinity? The
No,
mask?
Go home.
Are the mask the
Go
Infinity
home.
Stones?
Aaliyah was
I'm just gonna
Infinity
sip on my Kirby cups. What he say? No, he didn't.
He said Aaliyah was what?
That Aaliyah was Infinity
Aaliyah with the
Stones?
Infinity Stones.
Aaliyah with the Infinity Stones?
God, okay, well, this has been fun. Thanks for
All right,
having
man.
me.
Listen, I gotta
I
listen.
gotta go.
You see
First
what
of all,
you see what I mean? He throws a bomb in
And
the
then
middle
he
of the
was like,
street.
Just out of no, like I didn't even see that
I
coming.
didn't have any control. Me
Everybody.
neither. I didn't know where it was going.
Everybody.
No, but
We're gonna go to the
hold
Ask
on,
He-Man
hold on,
segment.
hold
No,
on.
I'm not holding on
Hold
anymore,
We have to
actually.
put a button on.
Hey,
Yeah,
Mouse
like
and
you
Reek.
said, hold on. So what? Seriously, what do men, right? Because we get it. We know black women. It's insane. So for men like myself, like Mack, like sometimes Reek.
Sometimes.
I don't know. I cannot.
I'm not a vowel, my nigga. I'm at the sometimes why.
I don't know.
Thursdays
Are
and
you
Sundays.
asking
Thursdays and
are you asking
Sundays.
what to do?
can we do? How do
Mack,
we
you
lend
gonna
our
relax, nigga.
platform?
I
How
like
do
you.
we lend
You gonna
our
relax,
act?
nigga.
What do we do?
I
to
think you
help
contribute with the Mute R. Kelly hashtag.
Right.
I wish I could have seen more black male celebrities do what we saw all of the women do this week.
Get him
You
out
know
the
what I
paint.
mean?
I want to talk about that, but it's gonna turn into a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it?
Everybody
It might.
got money tied up in them. Everybody
But
got a
so do
writing
these
credit.
women. I mean, well, I'm not even talking about music, but even act. You know, like
I'm
there's
with
so
you.
many.
I'm with
yeah,
you.
and then I think also, and I get some. I've heard the counter argument like, well, all my R. Kelly things are CDs, so I'm not giving that nigga no more streaming money. I already bought my album.
I don't want to hear
And
nothing.
I'm just like,
What?
no,
First
I'm
of all,
like,
that's funny.
So you're still
I
gonna
know
listen
it's a
to your
serious topic. That's mad funny though.
No, but
Let's-
then, like,
I'm
there's
done with
niggas.
there's
I'm
talking,
done
there's talking
with
about
niggas.
financing
I'm
it,
done
but
with
I mean,
niggas.
like to me,
So
I
sick of
think
niggas.
when it
Yo.
like to me, I hate to, when it gets to the point where the music no longer like R. Kelly makes sex music.
Sure
it got
does.
to a certain point where that's all I can see now when I hear
Word.
those songs. You know what I mean? It's like he wrote these songs about the sex he was having with 14, 15,
15-year-old
16-year-old
girls.
And that
That
is
when
where-
Torre
where-
asked the
and
nigga
this
about
is
the
where-
question, and the
this
nigga
is
said,
what
"How
I'm
young we
saying.
talking, bro?"
And this is what
the
I'm
nigga,
saying.
The nigga got
Son.
a song called "I Like the Body on You." Who are you talking to, fam?
Y'all remember the Torre shit? Torre was asking
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
the nigga about young women. The nigga was like, "How young we talking?"
This is
That
what I'm,
is
and this is
next
what I'm,
level.
And this is what I'm saying.
He was
to niggas.
58 during that
And if
interview,
this,
bro.
and if this last point that I'm making don't get through people, I don't know what will. If you can't use your brain and put two and two together and understand that the song that you love so much, he is singing to underage women.
Yes.
All that sex you up shit and all that shit, he is singing to you about young women. If you can't get that, then my nigga, you
Even if they're technically of age, nigga, I'm 28. I would never talk to an 18-year-old.
I don't want nothing to do with an 18-year-old. 18-year-old can't
Like-
do nothing but ring me up at McDonald's.
Anything.
And I don't even eat McDonald's.
I wouldn't talk to a 20-year-old girl. Like, nigga, come on, bro. Like, what are we doing?
He doesn't even drink. I don't even know what.
I'm just saying that's all. What an 18-year-old can do for
It's
me.
the Jack Mack.
And
man.
I'm done as
Fucked
shit.
up his brain, bro.
The Jack Mack.
It's the Jack Mack. Fucked up all type of cerebrum. You know what I'm saying? Fuck the cerebrum up that Jack Mack. son.
Anyway,
Yeah, but no. So to answer your question, what you
shit.
can do is
Yes.
don't argue back about why R. Kelly's music is more important
don't say
than
nothing
his
else.
crimes.
Please don't say nothing else. Please.
Yes.
That's it.
We gotta get back to the
That's
segment,
it.
man.
I like
Back to the
that.
segment.
I like that.
I don't want nobody to ruin that. That's
That was
it.
good. That was
Introduce
good.
We
segment.
got
I got
another
some
list.
shit.
Yo, shout out to everybody sending their letters. We got some
Absolutely.
good letters. This one is actually good. It's from my fucking high school. I didn't know we had high schoolers that listen to this. So
Absolutely.
Oh, gosh.
It makes
Hey,
Shout out to you.
Hey.
hey, stay the fuck away from me though. I tell you that much. I can't do shit for you, young girl. Stay the fuck away from me.
Absolutely.
As a matter of fact, I got a little cousin. I'll sick on your ass. He your age.
He your age.
He your age.
Mind you, Mouse,
Alright, so
Mouse
the
literally just turned 40 years old. I got a little cousin about you. He your age. I'm
I
telling you.
got man over. I sick him on your ass, dude. You want to get?
And I'll sick him.
I got out of the car. I got out the car service shit at Times Square because they wouldn't let us come up 43rd for whatever reason. So I get out. I tell the car service, "Yeah, I'm good. I'll get out right here." Walk up. Little bitch said, "You was in that Mack Wiles movie." I turn around. I'm like, the voice sounded young. I turn around. It's three like 18-year-olds.
Disgusting.
They like, "Oh my God, you look mad good. I thought it was just on Instagram." So now I'm like, I'm gonna keep walking this way. Y'all gonna keep walking this way.
Last
Because
time
if
I was-
not, I will call a truancy officer. Oh, y'all little motherfuckers right now.
Truancy.
I'm
Because I
sorry.
know it's 80 degrees, but school was still in session a little bit.
Last time I
sorry.
took the
I'm
subway,
sorry.
2 fucking young high school joints ran down on me, bro. I was like, what the fuck?
Now the high schoolers do.
What are we talking
that
about?
2 train,
Leave me alone.
That 2
Oh,
train
yeah,
to
it's
Brooklyn.
ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Son, the young bitches get on. They'll be talking. They'll be in the middle of getting like to about. You on Instagram? No, bitch. No,
No,
not on anything.
no.
I'm not on anything.
No,
I'm
that's
actually not a
because-
real
and
person.
I'm
that's-
actually on
And that's
Skonex.
called being the adult.
I'm
in
on
the
Skonex.
I'm on
conversation.
Christian Mingle.
I'm on Skonex. You can't find me on
I'm on
Skonex.
Christian Mingle.
But yes,
Skonex.
yeah, but shout out to all that.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
if you
yeah.
got a question you want to answer, a funny story you want to tell us, you need some advice. I don't know why you're writing it here, but contact us at hmwhcpodcast@gmail.com. hmwhcpodcast@gmail.com. You might get your letter read and scrutinized. Reek, what we got over there? Jesus
Oh, man.
Christ.
Subject: me and my grandma have beef? With a question mark. Hey, Mouse and Reek. I'm a junior in high school, and I'm officially starting my college search. I was raised by my grandmother, and I've always lived with her. I feel like all of us have been through that point where we was raised by our grandmother, searching for college at 11th grade. Not you,
Not
because
me,
you're a
but
fucking
yeah.
loser. But it turned out for you.
Sorry,
I mean-
my parents raised me.
I would say my parents.
Crazy
My mom would be
nigga.
like, "Don't you sit there and say I didn't raise you."
Oh, yeah.
As
On
a-
the mic, I have to put
as
that
I've-
out there. I was raised
As
by
I've
my
gotten
mother.
older, I
Mom and Dad,
found
thanks, guys.
As I've gotten older, I found that I've become more educated and aware of issues that face black people. My grandma totally rejects me. She constantly tells me, you need to focus on yourself instead of this racism bullshit. I usually shake it off and ignore her, but it's gotten extremely worse since I revealed to my family I only want to attend an HBCU. Obviously, I'm black, and she has told me over and over again that all this race stuff is unnecessary and that it shouldn't be my primary focus just because I'm black. We got into an argument, and she had made me. I'm sorry, she has made some comments
It's
about my
words.
dad being Trinidadian, which truly bothered me. I told her I don't know what that has to do with anything, as her son is half Jamaican, and she got mad at me. I also told her recently that I want to look for schools on my own, and since then, the argument, she's been giving me the cold shoulder. I want you guys' opinion on this matter. Should I do this shit on my own? Or should I consult her about my search for schools? Am I wrong for not listening, or should I stick to what I believe and feel?
You know what's
Well, what I
crazy?
got from that letter is that we definitely need to chop this shit down. So
Yeah.
just get to the point. But yeah, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
No,
Sylvia?
that I was in that similar scenario.
Right.
It wasn't my grandmother, but my parents are Kenyan, so I'm first generation here in America.
Baby, pana,
Yeah.
in it, pana.
That
sure.
song is so spectacular, son.
That song is the greatest song
ridiculous. It's
in
ridiculous.
what?
My
Feel like it
shoulders-
get me loud.
Oh, no.
My shoulders, my kneecaps just start
What?
moving
That shit come
simultaneously.
on?
Like, hold
I'm
on.
here.
Hold the way.
Son.
The shoulders just
I
start
wish
fucking.
y'all
You know what I'm
could see the
saying?
moves they're
They-
having.
They
right
can.
here.
It's right there.
It's right
I
there.
got
It's
you.
right
Oh
there.
yes,
Pana.
okay.
You see the shoulders, bitch.
Feel
But
like it get me
I'm one
loud.
of the first people. I went to an HBCU for undergrad. I went to North Carolina A&T State University.
Ow.
Aggie Pride.
Poppin'
Aggie
homecoming.
Pride.
I went to homecoming 2 years
G-Ho
ago.
is- Yes, it's lit.
Yeah,
Oh,
G-Ho.
What?
wait.
These
Are you going
hoes?
this
What?
year?
Why
Yes, I
speak?
am going this
I'm going
year.
with you.
These
What?
hoes.
I'm going.
I'm sorry,
I'm going
no.
I
with
thought
you.
said
These
these
hoes.
hoes.
I
Like
The
didn't-
Marriott-
G-Ho.
the
Greatest
Marriott on the
homecoming
strip?
on earth.
We
Oh,
what it
okay.
stands
Yeah,
for.
yeah.
The Marriott on the strip. I'm going.
Oh, my
Oh,
man,
yeah.
my man from Wildin' Out.
Did you go?
Darren.
Darren
Brand.
Brand.
to G-Ho?
Darren Brand went to college
Yeah.
with me. Yep.
Oh, Darren went to college with you.
Yeah, he's
Yo, I
he's
love that
a
nigga.
year or two
yo.
older, but yes. Yeah, so Aggie Pride, all of that. But I was the first person in my family to go to an HBCU. My dad went to Rutgers. Both of my parents came to America for college. So my dad went to Rutgers. My mom went to Ithaca College, which is upstate New York.
Ithaca,
I know it.
Ithaca. Shout out to Ken.
A lot of
Yeah.
coke going up
Ithaca,
over there.
Ithaca.
Yeah, so my dad, when I wanted to go to an HBCU, my dad, and this is a lot of a mentality a lot of Africans have sometimes, which is like, being black in this country is hard. You know, they come here and they see like, okay, it's a hard thing to do. He was like, why would you want to further do that by stamping black on your degree, is what he said to me when I said I wanted to go to an HBCU.
Wow.
And I was taken aback by it, but I also, to answer like what decision I made and what I logically said to myself was, I applied to a bunch of different schools, but I definitely applied to the HBCUs I wanted to go to. And the way I saw it was like, if they weren't paying for me to go to school, I don't know how much they had to say about it
Exactly.
anyway. I was like, wait, is anybody writing this check? Oh no, I have to get a loan.
Crickets.
Okay.
Kenyan
Oh, I got-
crickets.
And then also A&T gave me a
This is loud as
scholarship.
hell.
Kenyan crickets.
Yo, you ever heard of Ken? Have you ever heard of Ken Cricket? It sound like this. It sound,
Have
it
you
sound
been
like
to
this.
Kenya?
Yeah, it sound like this. It sound like pana.
Pana.
Baby,
God.
pana.
Word. Pana. All the crickets in Kenya sing Pana. That's a fact. I saw it on YouTube.
I'm so sorry, y'all.
All the
To
crickets say
to
Pana.
the Kenyans and the
No,
East Africans
Kenyans-
listening.
yo, they
Do you guys
sound like
have any? I don't know, but to that population, I am sorry.
Oh God.
But
Are you
no,
about to pull it up?
Yeah, are you?
I'm about. Go ahead, keep. I'm gonna show you what it sounds
No,
like.
but basically that's kind of what it came to. A&T gave me the most money, and at the end of the day, what your grandma will agree to is what costs the least.
Yes.
So I say apply to.
Nigga.
Everybody understands green. That they like, you know what I mean. So apply
Talk
to your
that talk.
HBCUs. Apply to everything. Get the scholarships you can. And I think it's better to revisit that conversation when you get your acceptance letters than to deal with it now when you're just applying. You know, even if you don't gotta tell her what you're applying to, you could talk about it later. I don't want to like tell you to lie to your grandmother.
Y'all want to know what the crickets sound like?
Oh God. Okay.
Yo,
You remember that, Vaughn?
yes, you are a jerk.
So nice.
You are
But yes,
a
that's
jerk.
my
Cricket-
advice.
And
Here's
I'm
my
gonna
advice.
I'm
Whoever's paying can
This
give
how
the most opinion.
this how crickets sound like in Staten Island.
Damn, son, where'd you
Completely.
What?
Completely. I swear to God, I never sleep. That's the reason why.
But there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things about this letter that's crazy. Like, first of all, your grandma's not fucking with the fact that your father's from Trinidad. You know what I'm saying? Your grandmother's not fucking with anything black. Your grandmother's over here riding on anything racist. Know what I mean? Like, she's
Yeah.
not old and had the experience. Like, we're just
I'm assuming his
We're
grandmother.
dealing-
I'm assuming
they
the
go
grandmother's
through-
not black.
no.
She's
The grandmother, which means the parent to the father,
Yeah.
that's
Oh.
real racism they went through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, nigga, you can't drink water here. Like, I mean, that's real fucking
Yeah.
racism. You know
But
what
I
I mean?
think
So
if
it's
the
like
father
the
is
fact
half
that
Trini and half Jamaican. I don't think.
Yeah, they
I
did.
don't
They didn't
think
have
she
to
was
deal
here
with
for
that.
that.
Yeah. Well,
so that means
what I'll
that
say
means,
with this, what I'll say is this, man. Like real rap, this is college. This is an experience that you have to go through.
You're gonna
Not-
move out and be
Yeah.
in a dorm and be nowhere near your
You
grandmother.
will be
That's a fact.
whatever
So get
school
away.
you decide to go to. It's
have to do that.
literally you.
But here's
so
the thing,
this
though.
is this is your first endeavor into what it actually means to be an adult and to make your own choices. Like whatever school you decide to go to, whatever major you decide to go after, all of that is up to you. Like don't let your parents or your grandma.
Let me say this. This is very important.
Talk to me.
Get off-campus housing because during those breaks, you're gonna need somewhere to go because they kick you out legally. You can't be there
That's
in the
true.
dorms.
Yeah.
If you're gonna fucking have a grandmother that's riding on wherever you go,
She'll-
get off-campus
hopefully
housing so
she'll
you don't
forgive
fucking have to
you.
fucking
She'll
go
be
there.
She'll be
Aight.
all right. My dad
She'll
was
be
a friend at
aight.
the end of the day.
Don't
Grandma-
bring. If you're gonna go there, don't. You a
Listen,
man now.
listen.
Don't bring your ass back
I
home.
know,
Grandma
I tell you
be
this.
aight.
I tell you this.
Be
I
okay.
appreciated all the women at
Oh boy.
Norfolk State University
Preach.
that had off-campus housing and I appreciate the one that had the dorms right over there by
Bro.
Capitol Cuts on Monticello. I appreciate y'all.
Albany,
I never been to Albany.
I have. And good.
No,
brother.
I have been. No, I've
Holy
been to
moly,
Binghamton. I've never
guacamole.
been to Albany.
You give some women some snow and some boredom, and it's all an adventure, good brother.
Oh man,
wow.
what?
Well, I was giving.
Absolutely.
I was,
We
I
were
mean,
literally
no
talking
board.
about.
Right,
We were talking about.
so
my
well.
fault.
We were talking about housing.
Me
Housing.
too. I'm talking about stone
A
boredom.
place
They
to
make
stay.
IKEA shit
Ah,
for
I
the
hate
house.
slavery.
I hate slavery.
No.
Yo, did you see the one he said? I hate choices. Yo, niggas is ignorant. I love our people.
Son, where'd you find that?
Go to the school with the most joints, brother. Whatever your name is,
Go where you
11th
get the
grade
most
man.
money and
Go
can have
get the
best
most joints.
experience.
Yeah, I
the
mean,
most
I never,
crib.
I've found myself saying this a lot over the past 2 weeks, but I never been to college, so I never.
Me
went
neither.
Through,
Me neither.
I never went through this, but
Son,
I have.
college choices is hard body correct. I'm not going to front. I've been to two
experienced-
college actually.
I have experienced, friends who have parents from other places,
Yes.
who aren't African American, who aren't Black American, whether it's from Nigeria, whether it's from Kenya, whether it's from Jamaica, wherever,
Haiti.
Haiti. I try and distance myself from those people. But,
No, you shouldn't. They're great people, bro. Two of my best friends are Haitian.
I'm sorry to hear that. I'm not gonna be anywhere. I don't want to be around anyone who's eating crunchy rice, man,
Oh boy.
and call it a delicacy.
Yikes.
Come on, man. I'm not doing that to myself.
Suspa is incredible, bro.
Yeah, whatever that means.
If you had it, you would.
I enjoyed Welcome to Damascus
My
as
nigga,
well.
I saw you the first time you had roti. The first time you had roti, I call it roti. Roti.
Roti. And you did not.
Yes, I
you
did.
did
You
not
like
know me the
roti?
first time I had
Yes, I did.
roti.
Yes, I did.
Nigga, no, you didn't.
You had Spanish roti, bro. I'm talking about the real roti.
All right, man. You gotta exit the pain, man.
Man, Spanish roti ain't the same shit. I had
You
Spanish
talking
roti.
about an
bro.
empanada?
Is it?
What?
Yo, this nigga's half.
I
over
said he
to-
had
Taking a
Spanish
turn.
roti.
I've never.
Spanish roti.
Like I said,
What is
because
that?
I
A
don't know what-
burrito, nigga?
Yeah, a taco. Like
Without
that
the
nigga's
without the
crazy.
meat though.
Oh,
Just the
God.
wrap.
Oh,
What you have to
I'm-
learn about
I'm-
Rick is that at a certain point you just stop speaking it.
Yeah,
You go
yeah,
back to what you were saying.
Yeah. So back to the
Yeah.
college.
Yeah, I have dealt with people. That's never gonna happen, Rick. You're talking to the God here.
Now you're the god.
Come on, man.
All right.
I've never been caught. You've been caught. But
When?
how? Now, yeah, exactly.
Boom, 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 boom.
Damn.
But I have dealt with, like I said, I have seen friends deal with it, and it's weird to see people come over and don't automatically get that, hey, we're all Black. And I
Yeah.
kind of understand where they're coming from, right? Because they see all the bullshit that's going on. So why would you want to attempt to integrate into that? Come in, get your
what
your
what you're
game
getting,
go and get
yeah.
out of it. Don't fall for it. And I think that's
yeah.
because they didn't grow up. And I'm be honest, they didn't grow up in a time of hip hop where everything is so inclusive and everybody's living under this type of umbrella.
Yeah, but I also think it's like what you have to realize is when you have children here, we are part of the Black American experience.
Yeah, we're all
so
part of the
it's,
diaspora.
it's also, I think it's a conditioning where it's like when you're an immigrant, a lot of times you just want to do what you have to do to succeed.
Right.
And you get past the emotional part of it. And so you're thinking like, all right, I know you want to have that experience, but like, here's what I heard you have to do to succeed in this white man's world. You know what I mean? But I think to prove them, I think like all I could do was prove them wrong. You know, I think my dad's biggest concern was I wouldn't be able to get into a good grad school.
And
I went to Columbia University, which is an Ivy League grad school.
Why'd you
I got experiences there too.
Yeah.
It's an incredible university.
It is.
I don't even want to
I
know what
bet.
experience
No.
you're talking
I
about.
Look at me.
God damn it.
I said it's an incredible university. That's all I said.
Look
You
at me.
don't have to
Look
say
at me.
anything else.
Look at me. Sylvia, look at me.
I got 500,000
Amazing.
followers,
Why
bro.
y'all like
It's
this?
amazing. Columbia,
amazing.
all my
Why
experience
y'all
at
like
Columbia
this?
University.
Oh, we were talking about
top
Columbia?
High
tier.
level. High level experiences at
Columbia,
this place.
Columbia, NYU,
Oh boy.
and Hunter.
Okay. Shout out to all the amazing
And
women who
Parsons.
got into these schools.
Parsons
in
as
the
well.
first
Please
place.
shout them out.
Parsons. Pace University. Niggas ain't in the game. If you don't know a girl from Pace University, you're not in the game.
Pace in
I'm not
07?
gonna lie.
Pace in 07, my
Fact.
nigga. Put your
07?
right hands up. Put your left hand
Bro.
up.
Oh,
Yo,
ridiculous.
during the
time.
MySpace era, MySpace started to have that uprising between 07 and
Ridiculous
2010.
time, boy.
My God.
Ridiculous time.
Can't-
The
I didn't
uprising
know
of
you back
Facebook, son,
I
and
don't know.
Pace
I didn't know you
University.
back then.
The point here is,
Yes, point is go to
that
go to the point is
You
go
niggas was not in the game.
the
That's all
point
I'm
is go to
saying.
Norfolk State University.
No,
Go to
the
Norfolk State.
blackest college you could go to.
Go to
If you
Black
go-
College, nigga.
Yo, if you, the
That's the
point is
name of
that
the
black
school.
school
Where'd you
will
go?
not set you.
You went to Shore? Go to
Go to
Shore.
all the HBCUs.
Go to Shore
in the
University.
building, okay?
Or go to
Howard.
Go to
A&T.
A&T.
Go to Howard.
Don't go to
Highest
Howard.
enrollment
Don't
of
go to
all
Howard.
the
Go to-
HBCUs.
Don't go to Hampton or Howard.
We're
Hampton- Howard
undefeated
Hampton's
in
pretty cool.
football
You can go to
right
Howard.
now.
Don't go to
also.
Howard.
I
Not right
love
now.
Howard.
No, I like it. If you want to go to school, don't go
We're
to
the
Howard.
only
Not right now.
HBCU to ever have an
They're not
Clark-
giving out
yo,
no money.
yo,
Yeah,
every-
you know,
they
that's-
gotta get their money right. They gotta
Well,
get
I
their
don't know
money
who got the money, but I'm just saying the money ain't going to
Anyway,
y'all.
yes, the point is that you can still succeed in this country if you go to HBCU, and I think a lot of us are working to prove that point. So hopefully, it's easier for people to tell their grandparents that they want to go to one because they can point to a lot of people be like, this person did it, and they're all did fine. So I hope it works out for the person.
Absolutely.
And on that note, Miss Obell, I would like to thank you immensely for coming to this little raggedy
Come on, can we give a round of applause for the queen? Can we give a round of applause for the queen, ladies and gentlemen?
Yo,
I like
is this just for your hair or are you flagging?
Huh?
Is this just for your hair or are you flagging?
Oh, you crippin'?
Ooh.
Rip up a crip
No,
up?
this
Are
is
you
for my
flagging?
hair. It's for
Okay.
my hair.
Oh, okay.
I
didn't
have
know
a
what-
bandana on.
BuzzFeed is kind of loopy. I'm not gonna front. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yes,
I have a
I ain't gonna lie.
Ooh-wee.
I ain't gonna lie. In her bio it says cuz feed. I ain't
No,
gonna
it
lie.
doesn't.
What?
Oh, God.
What?
They're lying. I am so sorry. I have on a blue and white dress, which is why I have on a blue bandana right now.
An HCCU.
An
HCCU. Cuz.
Okay.
But
I love
But
it.
yeah, tell the people where they can find you, where they can support all the great things that come from your mind.
I'm at Sylvia Obell on Instagram and Twitter. That's SYLVIAOB as in boy, ELL. A lot of people like V or B, I don't know. And so yeah, that's on Instagram and Twitter, and at BuzzFeed.com/Sylvia Obell, you can find all my stories.
Me and Mack been trying to get a show on BuzzFeed for like a year.
Yeah.
Y'all-
We gotta-
Show on BuzzFeed
Yes,
or
yeah.
like to come on a BuzzFeed show?
Well,
No,
both.
no, I mean-
we gonna come introduce our show on the BuzzFeed show.
See, you see, I'm more of a producer, so I like to
Ah.
create
Yeah,
content and
yeah.
stuff. So.
And I like to talk shit.
and he, that's what we do.
Yeah.
And we've been trying. Yeah.
I think BuzzFeed's really big about creating talent within the company, like us being the talent.
So you want to say hire us and then give us jobs?
That's
That
what I'm
was
saying.
good.
I mean,
Matt,
you-
I would love
you
to see
can-
Matt work a week at BuzzFeed as a writer.
You get
Or a producer
What?
or on camera. I
You
would
must
love to
not
see
know.
it. I don't believe that you.
Oh,
I
fuck-
believe you
fuck
can
Mouse.
do it.
She said, "Fuck Mouse." You
Mouse
want to see
too.
Mac? No, go ahead.
No.
No, give Mouse. Give it to Mac.
I thought Viacom already had you.
Wow.
I mean,
Oh,
like BT.
wow.
You just have a BT show coming,
Nobody
right?
gave me any exclusive
Oh,
money.
man.
Oh, okay, well that's always
Man,
important.
No one
Every
gave
time
me
they kinda
exclusive
check.
money. So
But we would love to have you guys on, possibly like one of our shows for sure.
Amsterdam
Listen.
needs the two yellow niggas.
Well, when I think of, maybe we come up a segment sometime. That's how I had Scotty on the show once. And
Shout out to Scotty.
So we could definitely maybe think of a segment, but we would have to talk through talking points beforehand, gentlemen.
Why you scared that Mac gonna say some shit about Aaliyah again?
You gotta go home.
I ain't
You
never
gotta go-
ever. I ain't never ever.
You acting totally different.
What you saying is beyond me.
Hey, I'm gonna
But
say
I
this
did
one
write
thing.
about the breaks on BuzzFeed before, so
You did. You definitely did,
write
Queen.
about the
You
breaks on
definitely
Sylvia,
did.
BuzzFeed
I'm gonna say this
before.
one thing. There's a guy with a Navy hat on.
Uh-huh.
That has a YouTube show currently
Yep.
called Reek Rants. That would be incredible for BuzzFeed.
Yep.
And he's the producer of it. And you know what I'm saying? These niggas talking about things that they want to do. I have a show right now. It could be season 2 on BuzzFeed. Holla at me. Know what I'm saying? I'm a
Don't
very
trust a
cheap
nigga
guy.
in them big pants.
In big pants? Nigga got regular jeans on doing finger guns, right?
Julian's belt is around his neck
He
right
keeps
now.
pointing at me,
To hold his
too.
pants up.
And also
Yo,
went to
look
the
at
Lester
mama
show.
look. Yo, mama look so smooth, son.
Call me
Yo.
back, by the way. I'll find you guys.
Yo, mama look like this. She's like, Julie's got on a pair of Jinkos.
Now those are the Brett Favre jeans, but it's all good.
No,
Brett Favre was
jeans are
incredible.
mad tight.
The Wrangler?
son.
Ain't nothing tight about Wrangler jeans, bro. All right.
Damn,
He'll
son.
say, yo, Julie's got on the Airwalks.
Damn, don't do that.
Julie's got on the Dance Dance Revolution pants.
Y'all, could y'all act that up?
Mac, where can the people find you? What are you on? Yo, Mac, you a part of the show now? You back?
I mean, I'm
We
back.
get you. We
I'm
get
back.
you every week till you leave again.
I'm back. Yeah, I'm back for every week until
Are you
I
gonna
leave
pull
again.
up, son?
Yeah, I'll pull
He
up.
be lying.
I'll pull up.
Stop lying, G.
I'm gonna pull up,
This
G.
nigga wasn't even here last week. This nigga, yo.
I was
The
supposed to.
nigga
be
said
here
I
last
was coming. Nigga, yo, the nigga told her, he like, yo, I'm coming back to the pod. I'm like,
I said, hold on,
"Alright,
look,
nigga."
I said it. I was
I
on some
texted
like.
the nigga. I told the nigga when. As I'm getting here, I texted the nigga. I said, yo, where you at? Yo, man, home. Where you at?
Mind you, we had a whole conversation the night before, and he swears he's like, "Yo, Mac, I told you 7 o'clock. We at the joint." I was like, "Bro, I don't remember even having that
This nigga
conversation."
was brushing his hair, doing nothing, man.
Relax. We brushing that hair this
That's what
season.
I said.
Weed.
Hey, bro.
Yeah, that was not weed.
Some type of
Nah,
weed.
chill,
Get
chill,
that
chill.
shit out of here.
Nah, nigga, nigga, trust believe I'm in the game. This, yo, my nigga.
Nigga got one wave off of Max brush, and now you somebody.
By
No.
June 18th, I will have waves.
Juneteenth?
Juneteenth.
By Juneteenth.
I was gonna say,
By
wow.
Juneteenth, to celebrate Black America.
Yeah, the bet's still here. It's Julius versus Kyle versus Reek. And
I'm
my
gonna
mon-
win.
My money.
Oh, I'm winning.
You're not gonna win, bro. Julius?
What is this bet?
I don't brush my hair.
Me either. Me either.
It's a-
Until
It's a bet who's gonna
tonight.
get waves first.
Oh, wow.
Me either till
We're having a
tonight.
Juneteenth party, the Black Employee Resource Group at BuzzFeed that
I'm
Josh
invited?
rolled through,
Keep it
and
G.
we can judge.
I'm invited.
Oh,
I'm actually gonna be spinning. I'm gonna be spinning. I'll be spinning.
Spinning what?
I'll be spinning.
On your back?
I'll be spinning. I'll be
All right.
spinning.
It's not spinning. He's
I'll be
spinning.
spinning.
It'll
I'm trying to
be
figure out what the
Yo,
difference
just don't act different when
is.
I'm coming in here spinning.
like when
I'm-
Tom Shepard told Kyle Watson, you gotta spread your fingers, put a little spin on it. That ball need a little more spin.
I'm putting all my
That's
heads
an
in the
above the rim
bonfire,
reference
bro.
for
You'll
you
see, bro.
weirdos.
Y'all are out of control.
When I'm wavy, you'll see.
But
I'll
until
see.
look at you.
Just give me
This
a big
nigga
hug when you
enjoying
see
the
me
show so
wavy.
much.
Just know.
Okay.
Until next week, where can the people find you, man?
I mean, you can see, you know where to find me. Mac Wilds at
500K plus.
Ooh.
Hey, you know
you know where to
Talk
find me.
Couple-
Mac Wilds.
couple
MS
mil.
Stunt.
Jesus
Stunt.
Christ. That was at 18, bro.
Pouring the hell out of me.
That was at 18.
Oh.
500. He said, I had a couple million at 18. Talk to me.
Nah, you
Never
find
had
me
a million.
Mac
I never had it.
Mac Wilds on all social media. MackWilds.
He's not gonna respond to y'all on Twitter.
I will.
He's a liar. Nigga won't respond to you.
He's
You gotta
responding
do
to
it.
me.
If I'm awake.
Me and him share a story on Twitter.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, you told me. It's,
No,
it's
I'll
so
tell the
weird,
podcast.
yo.
How is that weird?
Oh, go ahead.
I
Tell the
did-
story. Tell
I
the
was-
weird story.
How is that a weird story?
Just go ahead. Tell the weird story. I'm gonna prove the witness.
All right. So everybody was talking about the New York
New York
album,
City, the album.
New York City album,
Fire album.
and I was skeptical of it.
Fuck you.
Treat nigga like, yo, son, I don't listen to R&B like that, so this shit better not be trash.
Now,
And
let's
what-
stop. That's where it's weird. Because you tagged him, right?
I
Yeah,
talked
he
to
hit
him.
me. He
And
had
you
me.
don't know him.
I talked to the people. What
But you
mean?
don't know him, right?
I didn't know. I don't know you.
Just answer my question. You don't know him.
What is knowing in the lexicon of Black America?
This is and this is my point. This is where it's weird.
The
Let me
lexicon.
ask this nigga who I have no idea who he is and he
But
don't know me.
there's plenty of people I do that with. Come on now. There's not people that you added like my nigga.
No,
Just,
I don't at people I don't know.
You're lying.
No, I'm not.
I saw you do it.
Hey, no, you haven't.
So I'm not gonna say names.
Say the
because these
name.
People, son, you didn't add the nigga fucking the short nigga with the braids that sings that pseudo sounds like fucking Bryson Tiller. What's this nigga's
I
name,
don't know
bro?
who you're talking about.
Pseudo sounds like him?
You know what I'm talking about, bro. Huh? No, not black.
Black?
The nigga that you was like, I don't see the
Black?
big
He
deal
doesn't
with this
like
nigga.
I didn't
XYZ.
tag him. Yeah, Ali. I never tagged him.
You didn't tag
No,
Yao,
I
bro?
didn't, nigga. You could go look at his weirdo Instagram and see. I never tagged
Nah,
the nigga.
you
The
be
nigga
deleting
searches
tweets.
his name.
So
Mac,
do I
am I
have a
lying?
weirdo Instagram?
You be deleting
Nah,
tweets.
All right. Cool.
Now I delete tweets.
I saw
Wrong
you.
person in this room. I don't
Yeah,
delete
he
tweets.
does.
My tweets live, nigga. Fuck wrong with you.
Or, but nah, I was like, yo, this shit
Watch my
better not be
growth.
garbage.
You
And he
do
was
say
like,
some
hey.
wild things. I just let it flow. I'm like, you know what? I'm not even gonna engage
What wild
today.
thing I ever said?
You sometimes you say some.
What
wild
I said?
stuff. I can't recall.
It's
off
because
the
you
top of my head.
lying.
No, all right, let me find it too.
Cuz
Let
feed.
me just go.
Cuz feed.
Cuz feet out here lying.
Cuz-
Reek, where the fuck can they find you in the Reek Rants and all that good shit?
Listen, man, I'm the OG black man on fucking Twitter and Instagram. Just follow me. You know what I'm saying? I give people hope that the average man can succeed in this white man's world. Fucking Reek Rants is definitely executive produced by Funny Julius. It's on fucking YouTube and it's on my fucking Twitter. Fucking the OG black man. You need to fuck with me in a major way. Where can they
Did
find
he just
you?
did he just do his sexy voice on
I
the
don't
whole
know.
shit?
I
Jesus.
I didn't do
looking
my
at
sexy
him.
voice.
I
I
think
wasn't
he put
looking
on
at
his
him.
phone voice.
I don't know.
No, that's my
alright.
waves voice.
The waves
No,
voice.
his Wade's voice sound like this.
Oh man.
Oh.
Can you?
So you're a comic. Are we?
It sound like
we
a-
have comic stuff. My Wade's voice is dehydrated. My Wade voice is
You
Doc
remember
Rivers.
when SpongeBob?
My Wade's voice is Doc
You remember when
Rivers.
Sandy
Alright.
Cheeks took the shit off?
Oh,
I
We'll
don't
see.
need it. I don't need it.
we'll see. Give me June 18th.
Yeah,
You'll see.
Juneteenth, man. Some wave you'll have. I just want everybody to remember, stop looking for validation from niggas who read their tweets with your fingers. You don't need that. You don't need that in your life. Like, honestly speaking, nigga that reads with his fingers can't help you in no kind of way.
I agree.
Also, I want niggas 30 plus, my senior, to stop big broing me. It makes me feel weird. Don't laugh, because you know what I'm talking about. Stop that shit make me feel
These niggas
weird.
older than you, they say, "Yo, what's up, big bro?"
There's mad niggas older than me that say,
Where
"What's
can
up,
they
big
find you?
bro?"
Let's wrap this shit up.
Yeah.
Nah, don't find me. I don't want them niggas to find me, son.
Nah, where can the rest of the people find you? Where can this
but-
junior high school nigga follow you?
You can't follow me. Tell you that much. It's just not me.
Word.
Got the little cousin for your ass though.
Hey,
He's on your ass.
I got the little cousin for
you
your
got a
ass,
little cousin.
dude.
For your ass.
He a killer for
Not
your
this
ass.
Uncle Boys. Oh my god.
No, but seriously, find me on number one. You can find me on the Grapevine each and every Thursday. Make
Yep.
sure you subscribe to that on YouTube. The Grapevine. Shout out to Miss Ashley Acuna, Donovan Thompson, and the whole gang. You can find me. Make sure you subscribe to BET Networks on YouTube to catch me hosting the Pull Up. And by the time this comes out, you'll be able to watch I'll Apologize Later, the first episode. So boom. That's on BT Network. Make sure you follow this podcast each and every Wednesday at HMWHC Podcast
You
on
better.
Instagram and
The
Gmail.
best podcast that's out.
Yep.
And that's a fact. Am I missing anything? Twitter, Instagram, mouse_Jones. I want to say that's it. Yo, it's motherfucking 80 degrees. If you didn't have sex and you didn't go to City Island,
Swagless.
then it was still 40 degrees.
Still
I
cold.
think that's
Still cold for
everything.
you, fam.
Still
Word.
cold for you, fam.
None
Still
of us are on
cold.
City
Don't put the
Island,
North
but
Face
that's
away
fine.
yet.
We're
Yeah.
on.
Don't put away the North Face.
But
yet.
other than that, that's that. And if you've been made to feel any sort of kind of way during the recording of this faith-based, Christian-based, inspirational, educational podcast,
Get the fuck over it,
He-Man Woman Haters Club podcast, pussy.
Hunter.
He-Man Woman Haters Club.